Hello guys, and welcome back to the Survival and Weapons channel. Just a quick explanation about me being missing in action for the past couple of months. I just recently got my computer back from being on loan for the past like 3 or 4 months. So now I'm up and ready to back and do and posting videos. I could have posted videos with my iPhone or iPad, but doing with the iPad, the audio is not very good, and then also same deal with consistency of uploading videos with the iPad and the iPhone. I can't really gauge on the first upload. Pretty much I generally have to spend around 2 to 3 hours trying to uploading, even while having the device right next to the Wi-Fi router to upload it, and multiple times it will fail, and then and then also have to rush through and not give you guys fuller on details and my thoughts on the product. So that also sort of ruins that. So that's why I also would preferably uploading while using the computer and the camera that I'm using this to film. So without further ado, as you can see, we are going to be doing a review on a Leatherman. Basically, this is what I got for Christmas. If you guys watched that video where I said that my father got me this Leatherman Sidekick and Croc gift set. It was picked up for $20 because that was a sale on that was a sale price at Home Depot. Normally they're selling it for around $30. Normally you can find the Sidekick itself for about $30. That's give or take. You may be able to find it on, say, eBay or, say, let's just say a forum site on their exchange, and they'll have it maybe for a lesser price because it'll be used. You never know. There's deals that pop up here and now, but $20 for that and this little croc was a pretty good deal. I only really wanted this, and I'm pretty much happy with it. It is a mainstay of my E.D.G.E right now. Pretty much this gives me a lot of utility use, and it helps me out every single day at work and general life. It's an indispensable tool, and I think almost everyone should carry around a multi-tool if you find yourself needing a lot of tools, or even some tools day to day. So let's just not, we went over price and how I said you can maybe find this from like 20, maybe, or you could even find them, you know, those places that are trying to charge like upper like 40s, $45, $50. You find those places, but the average price is going to be in the $30 range, lower to mid $30 range. So yeah, so the specs is basically you're going to have 14 functions on the Sidekick. So you're going to get the spring action needle nose pliers, then you're going to get the spring action regular pliers, the spring action wire cutters. You're going to get a 420 high carbon steel plain edge knife. Then you're also going to get a 420 high carbon steel no, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. A 420 high carbon steel serrated knife, and then that's the saw. Can opener, you get a lanyard hole, you get a file. Why am I just reading out? Let me just go over the basics instead of going all technical. You got your wood and metal file right there, your small standard, your larger standard, and your Phillips. Yeah. And then your croc. To be honest with you, I have not used the croc. I really didn't see a purpose to integrate it into my E.D.G.E yet. It's just something that's just been in the gear, in my gear, little gear storage thing because to be honest with you, I mean, I really haven't had anything to use for it. But the things on it would be a scraper. Then you got your open wrenches for your English sizes, all your hex ones, and then you got your metric sizes, and then you also got a bottle opener. Because this is a hex style hex slotted. So this one, all these are hex slotted. You could, in theory, fit like a little bit inside there, and then use the screw. Like say if you like your bits, yeah, you know what I mean. So I've used this since the beginning of the year, and it's now halfway through the year, and I have some likes and dislikes about this tool. What I really love about it is that it has a pocket clip, so you don't need to carry it around in a little pocket clip. Yeah, I mean in a belt pouch if you don't want to. You could just have it right there. So that's a very good thing that I really like about it. What I also like is that it's spring loaded, and that helps me out because I work at a sporting goods store, when I'm working on putting fishing line for bait casters, just getting those little tight spots. If I'm doing other things, helping out my dad, or if I'm doing anything, pretty much I rather it open up because it just helps me instead of having to take off my hand and open it up. I just find it's more easier for me. You may find your regular multi-tools that are not spring action more better for you. It's all real personal preference. What I do really like also is that this isn't like even though it's still a 2D one, it has a little bit of more structure towards the 3D style. It's not like the Gerber curves, like straight on flat Phillips. This one has a little bit more grab to it because it is a little bit more three-dimensional, as you can see. So that's what I really like about that. Pretty much the blade, it came hair shaving sharp, and it kept that for super long. The only reason why it dulled was because I was cutting the BBs out of shotgun shells because my dad's friend didn't want them, and he couldn't even use them because he doesn't have a shotgun. So, and he also left them in the rain, and they had a rust on the primer. So I mean, I just cut them open just for the BBs, just for the heck of it. Just do something and kill time because I was bored. The saw, also very sharp. Slides through wood like hot knife and butter. Your can opener works excellent, and so does your wire stripper. That's what this part is. It's just basically a sharpened portion with the cutout right there. That's also, I do not believe that it is marked down and indicated as one of the functions on the packaging. In fact, I don't think it is. But yeah, I mean, that also works too, nice and sharp. Your serrated blade, also very nice and sharp, makes easy work for cordage, string, twine, whatever you want it to. This thing's a little bit magnetized because I used to have it near the Nebo that has a magnetic base. The file right here works excellent. You can use it on the metal, your wood. It also works very good on plastic if you want to take off material. I use that on the Gerber Basic fixed blade. I purchased another one, but the newer one, the sheath was just like too tight on it, so I stuck that in there and it was grinding away. I used that in conjunction with a few other files to take down material. Spent about 2 hours with it. But now it actually it has the same in and out easy action as the previous Gerber. So I have not really needed to use this ruler right here, and it's in inches and centimeters. It's a 1.5 inch length ruler, and I've used this little smaller standard, and it came in handy a couple times. But to be honest with you, I have never really needed that. Maybe you may need it in your daily activities. I just did not personally. I never use the lanyard hole. It's just something I'm not really a lanyard guy unless it's a really smaller knife or multi-tool like on the curve, like I said. Um, in general, I won't really put lanyards on things. So yeah. Then this, it's awesome. It's not gonna the steel's not gonna get messed up while you're trying to screw a screw. Pretty much the screw hit and the screw is gonna get messed up before the screw's gonna get stripped before this does. This isn't gonna get all stripped and messed up, and neither will any of these tools on here. Any of these bits, they're very high quality. As you would know, Leatherman puts out very good quality tools. So I mean, you could depend on these things day to day, and they're not gonna get messed up. So I mean, like I said, just doing general things. I'm not doing some crazy stuff like very serious engineering or military stuff. So my stuff's not getting hard use where I would see these bits getting really stripped and messed up. But I mean these screwdriver heads. I mean, but yeah. Maybe you do that. Maybe yours will wear out faster than mine have. Mine have not. So all these, none of these interior tools are locking, like some of the other ones, like say on the Charge and then also on the Leatherman Waves. These are just pretty much, they're just really like slip joint action, back spring. And as you can see, these all are going to have this little nail nick basic sort of style thing so you can pull it out. Yeah, and sorry for the messed up sounding all tired and everything. I really am tired. Just making this videos before I go to bed. So yeah, sorry for the lack of terminology for you guys. There are some rough spots on these, like the lanyard. It's pretty much just like a flat thing. It's not really rounded, and some of these edges are not rounded either. So you may want to keep that in mind. You can scrape it up, scrape up on your finger in the cuticle area, and that wouldn't be like an uncomfortable thing that you'll run into and not have fun after that for the couple minutes that's bugging you. But like I was saying on these knives too, just basically it's barely rounded off, and I think this one rounded off just from using it and pulling it in and out of my pocket, because this saw one is still at a 90-degree angle. But like I said with the saw, it worked very good when I used it. Hot knife and butter, like I said, cut really well. The teeth held up. The first time I actually did use this saw, it wasn't even for cutting wood. It was actually for basically I had to go into work and I didn't have a comb, so what I used it to comb, and it'll work. I mean, if you don't care about screwing up your hair, if you're one of those people that doesn't want to damage your hair, this isn't for you. But if you want to use it for that, it'll work. Technically, it'll also be a little bit painful if you touch your forehead with it when it's brand new. It'll scratch it, and it's gonna pull out all the knots, but it will give you a nice clean comb. These front two tools, the knife and the saw, they are locking. They are liner locks, and it's indicated right here how you could close it, because there is a little unlock symbol right there, as you can see. So yeah, they're manual things, and they're manual tools. Me, I don't really use this, and it's pretty much, this is going to be really good if you're a lefty, and it's a little bit awkward if you're going to be a righty trying to use it. You have to like use two hands like I've been doing. But for the plain edge knife, really easy, just using it like that, just cutting, open. It's just pretty much, if you want to try out, you don't want to carry a knife and a multi-tool, you can technically just carry this. Steel will take a good edge, easy to sharpen. Hold it okay. It's not going to be an S30V or a VG10 or something like that along those lines. It's not going to keep the working edge or the edge forever. You will need to sharpen it way more often than any of those other steels. But if you're someone that's not that's new to sharpening and you want to just try out your skills, or you're new to the hobby, you're new to EDC or prepping, and you want a knife that's not going to be a pain that you have to ship out back to the manufacturer or to a service provider on a forum to sharpen it for you, you could try this out, not or any other 420 or lower steel knife, and not have any guilty conscience of screwing it up. And so this is basically a little modified sheep's foot style blade. It had a more extreme point, but I was cutting a box and it hit the ground and it sort of clipped off the tip. So it'd be a little bit more of extreme, like till like right about there, right where the end of my fingernail is. Just a really extreme point. Really excellent for digging out splinters. I actually used it when it had the point for digging out splinters, and it was awesome. You can get this thing hair popping sharp really easily. The pliers come in handy every single day. You could see that there's that discoloration right there. You can sort of see it right there on the top one. That's from me actually heating up a piece of metal of trying to make a knife, and it just basically heated it up, but the heat didn't transfer over to the actual tool itself. It just kept that and the head right there heated up, and other than that, pretty much, if I didn't touch this head part, I wouldn't have known that it got heated up. I just touched it just to see how it would do. Just doing a normal testing. Knife breezes through plastic, blister packs and all this other stuff, boxes and everything. It's going to be a great EDC utility thing for you. You could use these need-to-know pliers to do whatever you want to do. You could stick them in a box and pull out those big old copper nails, staples, to break down boxes. You could literally do whatever you need to do with these pliers. Really great, and a great tool to have, especially for the budget price. You don't need to go dump 60 or 55 bucks for a Leatherman wave, or you don't need to go buy a SOG. You don't need to buy a Gerber and dump 40 bucks. You could pay for this like 30 bucks and you could have a nice good tool ready to go. It is butterfly opening, as you can see. It's not a butterfly knife, just butterfly style opening like that. Like I said, the crock, can't really say anything about it. It is a little bit, it is bigger. It's about like 4 inches. It's got jimping on the side, so if you're using these wrenches, it's going to be pretty much good and ergonomic. No real sharp ends on it. Everything's all nice rounded, and the actual part right here that's not milled away is actually stonewashed. These tools are held underneath Leatherman's 25-year guarantee, which is more than likely limited lifetime warranty. I haven't really looked into that because I'm not screwing up my tools really bad. I'm not doing a abuse video on stuff that I like, but I'm pretty sure it's more than likely a full guarantee, because Leatherman stands behind their product 100%. Let me just do some paper cutting real quick, just to show you guys the edge after using and cutting packaging, tape, wood, boxes, and everything. Yeah, I really need to sharpen this thing right now. It's really got dull spots right now. It's pretty much rolled, as you can, as I said. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be the most perfect thing right now, because I didn't sharpen it after getting from work, cutting boxes, blister packaging, and everything. Working out what came in the supply truck. Pretty much I already expected this thing to be dull. It's still a working edge, just not a hair shaving scalpel sharp one. One concern that some people said that their pliers really wiggled. Mine very minimal, has some very minimal play. If you could probably hear that. So I mean, that came over time with using it more harder use, like doing other stupid things, just trying to test this and get a feel for this. But other than that, they said they had blade play with their knives out of the box and everything. I didn't have that. Some people do. It's pretty much just like any production thing, QC. Some things are gonna be a little bit more better than the other ones. You could have number one and number two. Number one could have a no play in the knife, but have a little bit of play like that in my pliers. Whereas number two could have no play in the pliers, but a little bit of play in the knife. So things happen even if it's the same product from the same factory at the same time. I'm pretty sure we all know that with stuff. Nothing's perfect. So another thing that developed after using this knife was a little bit of play. As you can hear that. It's nothing in danger of where it's going to fall down and it's going to fold and fail to lock and cut my finger. It's just pretty much going to be something where it's just noticeable, and to a knife person, hearing that play is going to be like really annoying for the person. So that's one thing, and that was just after trying to like cut through it, and it was like double thick cardboard. I tried to push it a little bit more harder, and that developed. But before I got that, there was no play at all, left, right, or up or down. So that was a pretty nice thing to see. And before getting this, I also watched reviews and heard a couple people saying they got play in their blades and everything. But in terms of everything, the knife's overall good. Very good tool for budget. Can't really go wrong with it, to be honest with you. Pliers, none of these teeth have got messed up. I haven't snapped my needle nose. It's held up. I mean, I can't say anything really bad about it, except for the fact that it developed that play, but that's just more of a little personal thing. And some people might not like it, so that's why I say it's a bad thing. But to me, I really don't care about it because it is a $30 thing. If I bought, like, say, Sabenzo or something, maybe what do I mean? Maybe I would be concerned about that. But other than that, that is not a problem. Would I recommend this thing? Yes, I would. Out of 5 stars, I'd give it like a 3.5 due to the fact of what I went over, the pros and the cons. It's not a completely 100% fit and finish, but it is a thing just saying, hey, it's a nice entry-level multi-tool. If mine didn't develop play over time, we'd probably give it a 4 or a 4.5. But right now it sits at a 3.5, but I still do recommend it. And if you're in the market for a multi-tool, I recommend you get this multi-tool and try it out for yourself. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be pleased with it. Leatherman also puts out a the brother to this one. Basically the same sort of setup, except your main blade is going to be a combo edge. Instead of a full plain one, it's going to have serrations more near the ricasso. And then also it's going to have this, I believe it's gonna have scissors in place of the saw on the outside. Same price range too. When you buy this, you may not get it like this. Now, I work at a sporting goods store. You may go into a sporting goods store and purchase this there. You may get it in a box. So if you do get it in a box, there's a couple things that could happen if you get that. So one, you could either get a leather suede style pouch that you could put it in and have it right in your pocket, so it won't mess it up over time and get some wear. Basically, it has two two little eyelets so you could clip it to your keychain or whatever, and so you could keep it closed so it doesn't slide out if you're not going to be using it very often. Then there's another one where you'll get actual Leatherman nylon pouch, and basically you just have that nylon pouch. It's a belt pouch. You could put it on there and have it with you if you prefer that. And right now, what I'm actually doing behind the camera is I'm actually trying to see if I could find this little Leatherman Carabiner. Yeah, I don't got it, but what it is, it's basically, it's a little carabiner that has a bottle opener and it's got jimping on it. So basically, you could throw your keys on it. You may be able to throw that on there. You could throw whatever you really want on there. It's, like I said, bottle opener, so if you drink or if you have friends or anyone that close to you, friends, relatives that drink, that'd be a good thing to have. But it's also just a little free throw-in, so basically you get something free after getting your multi-tool. It's just a little add-on, and you get something to tote around your keys on. I'm trying to see if I can find this real quick. But all in all, like I said, this is a very good tool, and I would really recommend you going out and getting this if you are interested in this. There's nothing really bad that could really come out of it. So this is actually what it looks like to show you. So you got your little bottle opener, says not for climbing, that's indicated with the bottle. You got your carabiner right there, you got jimping, and then you got a little hex slot so you can put a little bit in there and use that. So you get a little bit more utility out of it than just a carabiner. Alright, thank you guys for watching and tuning in for this review, and I want you guys to have a good day and stay safe, and hopefully you guys like this, and hopefully if you pick it up that yours is as good and you enjoy it like I did mine. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.